Happy Tuesday, everyone, and welcome back. Good to see you all. Good to see you, Margaret, Grant. Good to see everyone. Welcome back. And let me tell you, it's been an exciting Monday. I was just looking at the chat and I saw Andreas says it's been a great pre-market. It's been a great pre-market this morning. But overall, I told you, September, October, and November are the best months of the year to trade. I don't know if anyone got my email yesterday. I sent a bunch of emails to some of you, and these SPRB. Oh my God, what a crazy stock! This stock literally just ran from $30 by 12:30 up to a whopping 160. And then I was actually on a podcast yesterday with Timing Research, and we were talking about it. And first of all, the stock was nuts. We all know it's crazy. But I'm looking at the stock, and going into the close, I'm like, this stock's going to go up higher. This stock is not backing off. And I mentioned it in the podcast. I'm like, what makes you think that? Who want to buy a stock up over 1,200%? I'm like, this is what separates us from them, because day traders and investors. And sure enough, the stock went in pre-market, which obviously nobody could have got out of this trade at 320, but definitely could have got out somewhere around 200. So anyway, from yesterday, if you got in at 120 and you got out right here around 200, you're still looking pretty good, even though it still went up even up to 260. But I don't know, $50 move. And you know what? You didn't have to buy a lot of shares. If you just bought 100 shares of it, just think about it. 100 shares is a $12,000 investment, a $12,000 investment. Sell at 200, I don't know, $8,000. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Don't you think? Okay. So that was a pretty nice move. Even if you bought 10 shares, okay, 10 shares still would have made $800, a lot more money. But this is what you learn to be part of Cybertrade University. And you know what? This stock was this was just one of them. The other great one yesterday was what was it? Where are you? The Sofa also. Excuse me. Sorry about that, fellow traders. SOFA was a good stock yesterday, too. Oh, my God. $3 at 130. It just made higher highs, all the way to whopping $6. So, yes, granted, that stock was very expensive. This one, SOFA, was also great. And some of you remembered we did trade this stock at the beginning of the year back in February. It ran from $1 all the way up to about $6. So kind of did the same thing. And the iceberg was ordered. But there was a list of stocks, and there's a bunch of them today. But before we move forward, a couple of quick announcements I want to make. First of all, our open house that we usually do on Thursday, we're going to do it at 7 o'clock. We're going to do a night one. So I know there's some of you here, with work schedules, stuff like that. So we're going to do that. Look forward to seeing you then. Also, for on-site, hopefully everybody's got their hotel taken care of. The 2-day event, big event. We just got we're going to be sending out an email of the agenda, what's going to go on. So just to let you know, we have Kathy Lynn that's coming from BK Traders. We're going to have Bookmap that's going to be here. So Bruce Pringle is going to be here. I know everyone loves the level 4. He's the senior instructor there. We're going to have TradeStation that's going to be coming here. One of the top guys that work at TradeStation. They're going to be here. You're going to have Josh, you're going to have me, you're going to have Rich. So it's going to be a really fun time. We'll send that agenda out to everyone. And by the way, if you can't come to on-site, you don't have to come. You could also do the webcast. Okay. So just talk to Education Advisor. It's our biggest event of the year. We only do it once a year. So, like I said, you could always do the webcast. It's a 2-day event. We prefer you to be here. But if not, it's just as good being online. All right. So anyway, let's just talk about some other stocks. I just want to address that because I did get a couple of people emailing me about the agenda. And we just wanted to finish it up on the attendee list of who's coming. And we're working on the times and stuff like that. So a couple other stocks I just want to spit out there. So you had those two stocks. Archer. My God, I'm really pissed off about this stock because I've been holding this stock forever. I finally sold it. I got out around $10. I watched this thing go all the way back down here to 8. It went back to 10. It's been on my watch list. And then obviously last 2 days stock takes off. But I know, if you didn't hold on to the swing trade, some of you did get on a day trade yesterday. So that stock did absolutely fabulous. I don't know about if I would jump in right now, but I know they signed a big deal. I'll put it on the B list. I think they signed a deal with Tesla. So we'll put Archer on the watch list. But listen, you can't own them all, right? RCAT, another drone stock that's also doing a lot better. RCAT's still looking pretty strong. Put that one on back on the watch list. RCAT. There's a couple of the drone stocks are doing pretty well. So this is the other one that's doing nicely. Tesla, obviously, this is the big thing about Tesla. Elon Musk was making a couple of tweets. I don't know if you follow him. He was teasing people regarding about he's coming out with apparently what the rumor is he's coming out with a more or less expensive Y car, which they don't really have a very big car, a bunch of cars that they sell. What do they have, like 4? So I think they're coming out with a 5th one, and they were teasing on it's less expensive. It's going to be like the Y, but a cheaper version of it. So he was teasing a little bit about it. Today's the big news. So that stock took a very big hit due to the mandates I took away. But listen, the guy's not stupid. He'll figure something out. And I guess, who knows? I don't know. Maybe they came out with a hybrid. Maybe they came out with hydrogen. I don't know. But we're going to find out today what that news is. So looking forward to it. So I sold it and I bought the damn thing back. I had to pay about 5% higher, 10% higher. I don't even know. But all I know is I had to pay more money for the damn thing because we had a big profit in it. A lot of us, we owned it right around here, 13. Not this one. Let's look at TSLL right here. So a lot of us own around between 12 and 13. And then I got out. I was so pissed. The thing ran to 24. I think I got out right around 20 and then $20. And I ended up buying it back at like 21. So I'd pay an extra $1 for it. Really pissed me off. But anyway, that's, when I heard that news, I jumped back in it. CLSK was another good stock, and that one has continued to go higher. CLSK. Now, I have to also admit, I did jump into Irene. I couldn't take it anymore. I really couldn't take it anymore. This stock just nonstop from August was $18. It just pushed up. I jumped in about 2 days ago. I got in around 50, and I'm like, damn it, do I really want to pay 50 after watching this thing keep going up? And every day it keeps going up, up, up. But when it broke this high right here at 49, that's when I said, okay, this thing is still damn strong. So that is doing well. We saw what happened. We're going to bring up IBIT. Bitcoin has also been doing absolutely great. Today it's not doing well, but it did phenomenal the last couple of days. Bitcoin hovering just around that 25,000. And for some of you who don't know this, there is level 4 on Bitcoin. You can see it right here. You can see the next biggest orders out there. Almost 400 Bitcoins are going to be sold at 130. No one's really here, but it looks pretty strong still. So Bitcoin's been pretty good. Also gold. You know what? We're just skimming right at 4,000. So gold is right there. All right, so let's go a couple of the watch lists. So we're looking pretty good right here. Listen, if you're a category 5 trader, meaning if you make about $1,000 a day here in the trading room, you might know how to trade at this stock right here, SBRB. The big thing is the discipline. Do not trade at Cyber Traders if you're not one of the category 5 traders. And you will get there eventually. So if you knew, there's a bunch of other stocks out there that are on our watch list, but that is going back on the watch list. GLTO, this thing's up 550% right now. So let's call it gelato. What do you think? Does that sound right? Anyway, there's a big buyer out here. It's testing here at 24. There he is right there. You see it there for 30,000. Looks like it's just going there. It's hitting him up a little bit. We'll see how that stock is doing, but it's great volume, 440,000. I'm not really a big fan of trading a stock up about 600%, 550% going into this, going into an open. If you had this stock, I think you probably would like to take a profit. All right. But it did start at $5 around 6 o'clock this morning. It just did nonstop, just kept going. So it's up a little too much more than we probably would like it to be for some of us here. Here's another one up over 200%. Great volume, great spread. Level 4, not too excited about. I'm not seeing too many orders out there. There was one here around at 480. It did test it. Looks like he got filled. It'd be a slingshot, but you know what? Good volume, good everything. Uh, the ZNB. The one I like the most is this one, Naked. Okay. So Naked yesterday had a great move. Okay. You could see it from yesterday. So this is the Trump effect. Okay. This is a Trump effect stock. So this stock, Trump said something yesterday about allowing mining going on in Alaska or something. Did you guys hear about that? So when that news came out, that this stock took off. All right. So, and listen, I was on another podcast. I was on the Money Show podcast, and let me tell you, there are some haters of Trump haters. And I don't care if you hate Trump or love Trump, he's been the best thing for us in the trading business. Okay. He's probably, everyone, what he says he does something, he's actually doing it. And the more he talks, the more these stocks are moving. So us as day traders, he's been the best thing for us. I don't care what you guys think, all you haters out there. But yesterday he made a big move on this. He said he wants to do about mining, and he gave somebody approval. It made this stock move. I don't know if this stock is done. I think the stock is still going higher. Some of you, I told you this morning, around 8 o'clock this morning, it was at 188. I don't know if anyone here got it yesterday, right in the after hours, but the stock just did push up great. Naked, I like it, okay? So if there's any other mining stocks out there, we got to keep an eye on it because, Trump is trying to say, his whole thing is make America great again. His whole thing is he's bringing everything back to America. He wants to get away, mining, drilling, everything, no more out of the country, want to do it here. So if you hear anything that's a public company, it's going to affect certain stocks out here. And this is one of them. All right. So anyway, that's a big stock that's been moving also. This one, TMQ. By the way, let me go check on the naked orders. I didn't show you naked orders. So naked orders right here, NAK. There's a order out here for about $250,000, right around 250. So that's a big move. That's a big move. The only concern I have about it on that stock naked is that it did make a big run here and it did continue to go higher. So that's close to that 250 number. You see, it's like 240 right there. So it still got some move and it's strong going into the close. That's what we look for. Remember in phase 3, we talked about how do you trade going into the open? And this is one of them. So we have that one. Irene, I didn't put on there. Hold on, RIEN. I'm just writing them down because remember, I'm going to post this on our X and and also our alert service. LAR Lithium. There's another one right there. Lithium Argentina. This could be another reason. Lithium's been doing great. So this stock is pushing up nicely this morning. Put that one on your watch list. LAR. A lot of lithium stocks are doing great. QBTSs, that one right there. All the quantum stocks are doing great. So QBTS, if you got the swing trades on them, we saw the big run up here and you could see right around here around end of September when it was hovering right around the 25-ish number. Now making all-time highs. I mean, I know people are getting sick to their stomach where they see where it was, but these stocks are doing great. They're doing great. Also, the nuclear stocks. Listen, it's banging on the new all-time highs. Nuclear stocks also. Like I told you, President Trump is focusing on. He's scrapping all the windmill projects. You probably heard that he told New York that he's taken up the $18 billion of their infrastructure because of the government shutdown. He's stopping all the windmills that are being built. He's actually even thinking about dismantling them, and it's really freaking out, people on that. But what are they going to do? Remember, we need power, right? So nuclear, and nuclear stocks, look at that. The OKLO was at $24. It's at $144. Back in this stock in September was $70. We were still freaking out. And like, man, that still sounds like a lot, a big run. It's still not stopping. Okay. So you better pay attention. And you know what I always tell all the haters, and I'm not trying to get in this rant, short the stock, short it. If you really think it's going to go lower, short it. A lot of people also think that I was talking on the podcast. They think that the market is way, way, way overboard and they're expecting a big crash. I tell them, unless there's a catastrophe, God forbid a 9/11, God forbid another virus, I don't see this market dropping. We are going to be testing. I think if it doesn't stop, we're going to probably hit 50,000 on the Dow very shortly. I think gold could probably go to 4,500 to 5,000. Listen, unless, like I said, there's a catastrophe, you know what? There's nothing pushing the stock down. I'm not seeing it. A couple other stocks out there. Coach is moving up pretty well. I mean, the list is really big today. It's beyond big. COCH. Now, for some of you here, we're going to probably, if you're in the cyber group room, we're probably going to be telling you all, you're going to be a little confused. We get people that always say, hey, you're bouncing around. What are we watching? We're watching this and that. Not all of you are going to get this list. Some of you might get one. There's going to be a lot going on. We're going to be really aggressive today on the market. I mean, look at this stock right here, DVLV, another one. I mean, this thing is moving up gorgeous from yesterday to today. I mean, just an unbelievable stock. DVLT. Orders wise, big iceberg order around $3 right here. 125. Big resistance. Frankie on Facebook says, we're not haters. We love America. Well, I appreciate it, Franny. Appreciate your enthusiasm. But listen, my point is this. This is your job, okay? And your job is to trade, and your job is to make money, But most important, you don't want to lose it. But if you really want to take things personal, short the stock and let me know how that works out for you, because I've been doing this for 35 years. And really, if I was taking things personal, I would not be here till today. All right. So I always, and let me tell you, I love new presidents because they totally scrap what the other guy did and they do something else. So you can go short one side, you go long another. And that's how it runs up. All right. So listen, the list is so long. I don't want to keep pushing any more stocks out there. Let me see if there's anything just a little bit more softer. YYAI is moving up, just popped right now. Ugly spread, but look at this stock right here. Just started right here. What is this? I don't even know what the hell this is. Anything with when I see AI at the end of the stock symbol, right away I think like artificial intelligence. But this stock, what a big move right there. Let's throw that on the list. YYAI. Listen, this list is huge. Look at that. Really, really big list. All right. So I don't know. We got to be really careful on it. I don't want to get too crazy, but we'll work off this list. All right. Unless somebody sees something, you see something, say something. All right. Let's get ready for the market opened up, fellow traders. Any big losers? Any big crushes out there? Not really. Not really. All right. So let's go out there and get ready. Sorry, I've been going on a little bit of a rant. We got about 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. If you're watching on social media, if you guys want to get into our live trading room, here's that QR code right there. Just take your phone, scan that QR code, or just go to ctu.co/free, and we'll get you on our live trading floor. If you're watching and you're new to here to cyber trading, if you got my email, you probably noticed I was a little pissed off on you that you haven't been here. You haven't been taking us seriously. I hope you're here this morning, because this is why you're here. You're here to see how to make a day's pay. And you know what? Because what you're doing is, if it's not working, you know what? Maybe you're not looking at the right of the chart. One other stock I want to mention too. Keep an eye on AMD. I don't know if AMD's finished. I don't think AMD's finished. AMD, after that big rally yesterday and that big great news on it, AMD is still holding pretty strong. So, and by the way, they have a ton of ETFs out there. So you don't got to trade AMD. You could always trade the ETFs. All right. So we'll share that in the trading room. See you guys in a little bit. Don't go anywhere. Me and Josh will be right back, and Rich trading with you at the open in about 10 minutes. And like I said, if you're watching on social media, click on that QR code or type in that symbol, and we'll get you in the trading floor. And again, like I said, if you're new here to cyber trading, do not buy anything. You're only here to watch the other traders that we've trained and see how they think for themselves. Your only job here is to look, listen, and learn, the 3 L's. We'll be right back, cyber traders.